This one is very bright. I love the beautiful, intriguing music they use, and they have so very interesting moves. They have a dynamic utilization of light and colors that is very creative, and the poem overall is quite deep. It was a great
And
film.
revision of evidenced light was a constant leitmotif throughout this one. Ah, ah. I really like the way that the bright light stood out against the black and later the red background. It was very trippy to watch, but even when I was trying to figure out what was going on, I couldn't help but be captivated by the way the two main dancers were moving with one another. While the story was complex, the settings were simple, and it was a beautiful film to look at.
I really liked how simple the set was, but it was very impactful with the lights and how the lights were placed. The lighting itself almost became a part of the story. The choreography for this was really well done. It was so fluid, it was like water moving with the two dancers. I remember there was one segment of it that was really touching. The dancers were very still and they were entwined with each other, and it just, I don't know, it reminded me of a loving couple on a lazy Sunday that were just cuddling against each other. It was really cool to see.
That was very lovely. I like the simple, fluid lines of the choreography, and I enjoyed also the choreography of the camera, the way it just revealed the way that it hid things and discovered things, and the composition of the image. I like the lines of those fluorescent lights that were used as a setting. That was quite creative and very well integrated into the whole piece. I like the use of the blackouts, the cuts to black that really helped to give a rhythm to the whole the visual aspect of the piece, and how it all told its own story, abstract as it was. Great performances. The really good control and isolation work, and in the dancers, I thought was it just had a nice tension between the control and the what's held back and what's revealed, that was echoed through all of it, like the music, the lighting, the editing, and the camera work. It all seemed to breathe and have the same similar kind of lines and internal tensions playing with each other. So I thought it was very solid.
Evidence was really a great piece. It had such a calming energy about it. It was just very smooth, and there was no really drastic parts to it where it just kind of like spun you out of control. It was just very controlled in the environment and the vibes of it, I guess. But it was beautiful to watch. The choreography itself, obviously, was very fluid, and just it worked so well when the dancers were together or apart. It just kind of was so synchronized in a sense that it just worked perfectly. Aside from that, I really like the setting of it, and the decision to have just an open space and these LED lights that were just straight up and down. There wasn't any craziness behind it, but at the same time, they were so simple and yet effective in kind of creating or helping create that really calm tone, so you weren't distracted by anything in the background or anything about that. It was just, you see the two dancers and you see how they interact with each other and by themselves. And so I feel like it was planned out really, really well, and it was executed perfectly.
It was like a dream, this wandering and aimlessness that was perfectly captured. Almost a lack of control in any direction, just being guided by this invisible string. And the muscle and body control to create that impression is astounding, because it doesn't just happen by being aimless or wandering in any regard. I was quite mesmerized by the body control. The partner work was also glorious. The connection, the trust, the moments of silence to capture that deep backstory, and understanding between the two people was so present for me, and allowed me to build up such a rich backstory in my mind. And the accompanying words really helped to flesh out what, I guess, what the flesh couldn't fully express in itself. I also thought that the music and the lighting made for an excellent addition to the overall mood, and it all felt very cohesive and driven towards the same artistic goal.
It was a really visually beautiful piece. It was a very simple setup in terms of the lighting and the location, but I felt like it worked really well. The choices that the team chose with the colors of the lights and the setup and everything like that, I thought it helped to create a really cohesive piece. It wasn't too little, it wasn't too much, it was kind of just enough that everybody and everything was on a very even playing field. I really loved the scene where the two dancers are just kind of frozen in time. One laying on the lap and the other one posing. And it was just, I couldn't believe how long the shot went on. And I didn't see the dancers, either of them, move a muscle. It was quite a thing to watch. And I know that must have taken so much body and muscle control. So that was very impressive. And it was like I was kind of holding my breath watching it. It just kind of sucked me in. I thought that the intimacy between the two dancers was really apparent. It was really beautiful to watch. I loved getting to see them work together and dance together, but also separately. I thought this was a really cool, creative piece. I can tell that it was like a collaboration effort, and I think that everybody did a really great job to make this come together.